So this morning, Axfood released its interim report for the second quarter 2023. So with that, as always, I'm just curious to hear about your thoughts and your key takeaways on the quarterly development.
Well, first of all, I think we all need to comment on the inflation rate, that we are pleased to see that it continues to go down, which obviously is positive, even if there are some uncertainties going forward, but the rate is clearly going down. It's actually gone down 8 percentage points from the February peak, so that's positive. We also see a quarter where we've noticed a lot of market activities. There's been a lot of focus from the market, but also from the consumers on price value, a lot of campaigns, etc. So it's been an intense quarter. In that perspective, we are growing with almost 17% compared to the market's growth of close to 9%. So we are clearly outperforming the market, which of course I'm very pleased and satisfied with to note that all our segment is doing actually very good in the market. And we're also showing a stable financial situation and a stable profitability. So it's a healthy quarter.
And then if we dig a little deeper into the various operating segments, if you just talk a little bit about the performance of each of them.
Obviously, the shining star, again, Willys. Willys is growing almost 20%, again, compared to market of close to 9%. So a lot of consumers is now going and reaching out to Willys concept, which of course is positive. But I also want to highlight Hemköp. Hemköp is growing more than 10%, also better than the market. They are in the traditional segment, and they are also outperforming, in my views at least, the players in the traditional segment. So they're doing really good. Snabbgross is also growing and showing a positive growth compared to the market, actually reaching now a rolling 5 billion SEK turnover, which is another milestone for us. And Dagab is also doing a very good performance in a time where it's been a very intense time in terms of, and I'm sure you will come back to that, in terms of how we are now rolling out our new logistical center in Bålsta.
And you briefly mentioned Willys there, of course. Willys driving growth for the group as a whole. What is really behind this exceptional growth that they are displaying quarter after quarter? And I mean, can it continue?
Well, it's been many years, actually, we've seen Willys is growing more than the market. And it's not a quick fix. It's a long-term work that Willys is doing in terms of to secure they have the lowest operational cost. That means that they can deliver and offer the lowest grocery bag to the consumers. That is one of their most important positioning to the consumers. And in times like this, at least not to mention at least that is very important for the consumers when the consumers is more searching for price value. So Willys is continuing to develop that. They are also modernizing their stores. They are also adding more store to the market. We didn't mention e-commerce, but Willys is also showing a strong growth in e-commerce. We are growing more than the market also on the e-commerce side. So it's a continuous work in terms of to drive the position that Willys has, and will continue to drive that as we also now see more and more loyal consumers coming into the Willys concept.
And then if we look at sort of the big development projects for the group, obviously the transition to the new logistics platform is a big one, and the ramp up in Bålsta outside Stockholm, which you mentioned. There were some disruptions in operations during the quarter, but if you look, big picture, how would you summarize the development in Bålsta?
No, but it's a big transformation we are doing, and there's a lot of benefits when we have transformed into the new logistical center in Bålsta. We will create more capacity, we will become more efficient. That will benefit both our own operations but also our external customers. So it's a big step, and when you're making these kind of transformations, then you tend to end up in some hiccups. But I think first of all, overall, the impact on the total group is less than 1%. Having said that, we had some disruptions in terms of that affected some individual stores. A number of stores that had poor service levels from Dagab, which I'm the first one to really say sorry about, because that's not what we want to see. After that period, and where we are right now, we took a lot of learnings. We have adjusted what we are doing, and in terms of how we operate, we are now in a stable situation in Bålsta, and we are now ready to continue to roll out the transformation. We also report today that we're extending the transformation period with around 6 months to summer 2024, just to create more flexibility and to secure that we have a flexible situation going forward. So we are in a stable situation. We had some disruptions disruptions in the quarter, but now we are in a more stable situation.
But how does that impact in terms of extending the timeline here for the transition phase over to Bålsta? How does that impact costs?
It has actually very limited impact. We have reported today that it will add around 20 million SEK extra cost for 2024, which obviously is not that much. And in terms of the efficiency gains that we have outlooked for will be remaining the same. So after second half of 2024, we are calculating we're around 200 to 300 million SEK in efficiency gain annually.
All right, I think that was my set of questions for you today. But just if you want to add any final remarks.
Well, I want to do that actually. I think that's not only we're talking about the development agenda is still large and high for the group. We are continuing to drive various concepts. We are continuing to invest in the digital customer meeting, but also we are also investing in sustainability areas. We have in this quarter reported that we are adding more solar panel into the system. We're actually adding so much that we are going to go into 27% of the electrical consumption that we are using is going to be from renewable energy that we are adding into the system. So there are many things that going on in the group, and it's an exciting time looking forward.
Thank you so much, Klas.
Thank you.